Let's bring in Rusty Mansell of Dogs HQ. We got to talk Jared Curtis. He's the
What
number
could
one
we
quarterback.
possibly be talking about? What could we possibly be talking about here, Josh?
You know, Rusty, he's already committed to Georgia twice. We've been
Mm-hmm.
talking with Steve Wiltfong for the past 10, 14 days as things have kind of heated up between Jared Curtis, Vanderbilt, and Georgia. What are you reporting right now when it comes to Jared Curtis and his commitment to UGA?
I've been very clear that Vanderbilt's taking a big shot here. I mean, they have for a while. He took a visit. I think he went to a practice, then he went to a game. And, you know, I don't want to, I would say, like sugarcoat that with Vanderbilt's chances, you know, but I am in the business. I do get paid to give my opinion and my prediction. As of right now, I still think he sticks with Georgia. He has committed to them twice. I confirmed he had several conversations this weekend, which is normal. Had a conversation with Kirby Smart on Saturday. He and his family had conversations with Georgia. They've stayed in communication. Is this one over? Probably won't be until he makes his final decision. But, you know, I still think Georgia's in a pretty good spot as we get late into this. But Vanderbilt definitely has made this thing interesting.
So it's not clickbait. There is something.
No.
We just had a lot of Georgia fans upset that we're even talking about this, but there's something legitimately going on here.
There's communication. There's a fine line. I think people would really be upset if they knew how many of their commits were still talking to people at the end, regardless. You know what I mean? And that's one of those deals where now you got third parties in, you get like agents and different people that represent you that talk to other people. And that's how stuff like this gets out. Not saying just his particular agent. I'm just talking about there's a lot of different people now involved in circles and communications around these things. So information gets out a little bit easier, but I wouldn't say that it's clickbait. I think, you know, I made it clear to my guys, hey, Vanderbilt's taking a shot here, but I also got to tell you from my side of it and those things that, and listen, his mom has made it pretty clear on social media where she wants him, and she has not hidden the fact she wants him in Georgia. And I think it was a big decision. I think it was a big factor in him committing to Georgia over Oregon. And we will see how this thing unfolds. But as of right now, you know, people ask me, where do you think he's going to go? I think he's going to end up at Georgia. But you have to keep your eye on this one all week for sure.
He made 2 commitments to Georgia. Is he making another decision here on Friday?
Every kid in America is making a decision when they sign that paper. I mean, you could say that 2 different ways. There's no decision final until you send in that phone screenshot or whatever it is now. Listen, it's just a lot of eyes on something like this. Yeah. And the fact that Jared doesn't do a lot of media and Jared doesn't do a lot of interviews, you know, he's people are going to answer for him, but until he steps up to the plate and says, this is where I'm going, that will be the final decision. Yeah.
All right. And we're expecting this on Friday, not Wednesday.
Yeah, they play in the state championship. They play in the state championship. Listen, and Hayes is doing what he's, you know, his job. Okay. And I love Hayes Fawcett, but when he comes out and says he's now making a decision on Friday, that's been the plan the whole time. I was up there, 3 weeks ago, I think I was with you. And, you know, and I told the Dogs HQ subscribers he's not doing anything until the Friday. If they make the state championship, he wants no distractions. He wants to celebrate with his teammates. And Nashville Christian set up a ceremony for all those kids that are signing to sign together, which that will be the day after the state championship. So that kind of put people into panic. That's been the plan the whole time. But you will have to wait until Friday to hear him say his final decision. I would kind of best way to put that.
Okay, well, are you? I might go over there if you want me to be a live correspondent. I might go over to Nashville.
I can assure you, there'll be a lot of people that might as well. It's not far from the office. Many times I've been over there. But look, they got a big game, and listen, I've said this before. There were a lot of big-time schools, especially in Tennessee, that were trying to get him to transfer. And Jared looked at a couple of those schools. End of the day, he said, look, I want to stay where I am. I grew up with these kids. I want to finish. I want to play a state championship. They won one last year. Might as well stay and see if he can do it again. And, that's going to be his day. That's going to be a big moment for that school. That's a once-in-a-lifetime player. That's a once-in-a-lifetime kid to coach. I asked Coach Brothers, the head coach up there, I said, are you soaking this in, man? Because I went through this with Trevor Lawrence. And I remember talking to Joey King going, man, these days are flying by with this guy. So they're trying to soak everything in. They'll know there'll be a lot of eyes over there, but certainly you need to ease over there and get the scoop for us. This is the scoop, man. You need to get it for us.
Yeah, I'll be there. I don't have anything else to do on Friday. The big day's on Wednesday, so Friday,
Yes.
I'm going to head over to Nashville Christian. All right, so that being said, there's not much else really moving on Georgia's recruiting board except for defensive lineman P.J. Dean. Rumors swirling about South Carolina making a late push right here. What's your latest read on P.J. Dean?
Yeah, he took a visit to South Carolina on Saturday to see them play Clemson. This was a school for the West Forsyth out of Charlotte defensive end. They finished second on him back when he committed. This is a kid that Shane Beamer and Kirby Smart were personally recruiting. This was a big boy battle between those two schools. Him going over there would get your attention. Everything I reported on Dogs HQ this morning, everything I've heard so far leads me to believe that he's going to still end up in this class. But again, when you take a visit like this, it puts eyes on it. And I'm sure that South Carolina, it just didn't pop up, Josh. You know how this goes. He just didn't pop up, go Friday, go, I guess I'll ease over to that game. Probably some communication there between them. And this is a player that both schools really, really coveted. I think he's a great fit. It's hard to find those 6'3.5", 265-pound pass rushers with the length he's got. So Georgia, I was told, had communications with he and his family on Saturday night. Things seem to be trending. He's going to stay in Georgia's class, but we will follow that this week.
All right. Last question for you. What, if anything, is left for Georgia when it comes to 2026 between now and National Signing Day?
Well, number one, you put that up there. They want to finish their class. They want to hold it together. One of the best classes in Kirby Smart. Got a lot of dudes. They're trying to add a couple guys at the end, and I think positions of need. A kid named Tyreek Jamison out of Paulding County High School. This is an interior offensive lineman. Ironically, he wanted to wait and see who Ole Miss was going to hire. I wonder if Pete Golden moves the needle for him. This is a kid that was committed to Kentucky for a long time, but Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, a lot of schools got in late on him. And this is a kid to kind of watch, one of those interior big offensive linemen. And Blake Stewart, the safety out of Woodward Academy, sounds like that's down to Georgia and Miami. He's a 2026 prospect out of the Atlanta area, Woodward Academy High School. Georgia would absolutely love to add him in this safety class. Georgia needs safeties, man, and they would love to have him.
All right. Georgia fans, stay locked in. Dogs HQ is going to take care of you between now and National Signing Day. We'll also be here on the YouTube channels as well. But Rusty Mansell, thank you for dropping in. And if you need anything on Friday, I am your guy.
I can tell you right now, it's about 11 minutes from the office. So there you go. There's your warning.
All right. Thank you, Rusty.
You said it, man. Thanks.